Yeah, it's been a while since we last recorded, hasn't it? Holidays, festivals, stuff. Puppies, yeah, well good. So yeah, that's lovely. So yeah, it's been about a month. And some shit's been going down, hasn't it, mate? Where the fuck should we begin? Oh, should we say hello first? I'm Gaz.
I'm Ben.
I'm Mike.
We are cutting through the ball in
Post-
search of some post-apocalyptic truth.
Yes, and it's... How long ago was the election, as we record?
A couple of weeks now.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, and you guys got me sucked back in. But actually, Mr. Corbyn did.
Did you,
I've got a fun... Well, it's not fun, but... My friend Lee has never given a shit about politics in his life. He's like over 10 years older than me. And for some reason, this election, I don't know if it's because he's discovered Facebook as well. No. But for some reason, it's become fucking uber politicised by this election and has been just obsessed with it. And him being obsessed with it has dragged me back into it. And yeah, I'm one of them Corbyn groupies.
Corbynista now.
Yeah, I keep singing the song and stuff.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah, it's fun. Did you see what happened at the silent disco?
No.
So they're all at a silent disco with their headphones in.
I love them. I did want to download it. It was fucking great. It was
and obviously the song they must have started playing was dun 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 dun, and everyone just burst into "Oh, Jeremy Corbyn." I've never seen in my lifetime a politician be treated like a rock star. But I've listened. I've watched old speech. I've become a bit obsessed. Really, I've watched loads of old fucking speeches of him and stuff. Like this dude, fucking awesome.
I'd say he's been doing the same thing since 1984.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
You could back
He's voted against the establishment over 500 times. He's a major backbench rebel, and it was it's just so funny that it was a miracle that he actually got on the ballot.
Mm.
He had to persuade people to do like a sympathy vote to get the leftist on the leadership ballot in 2015. Rank outsider 200-1, won it. They tried to oust him a year later, won that with an even bigger majority, and then you've got the strong and stable Theresa May.
Well, thinking she's going to get... I mean, you had party instability with Labour. They were falling apart at the seams.
And they were saying that this could be the end of Labour for generations as a party.
I feared it. I genuinely did. I was like, they're going to want... As soon as you called that election, I thought they're going to want the floor with them.
Yeah. Well,
all the polls indicated, didn't they?
Yeah. Something really interesting's happening, though, isn't it? Because
there's an awakening.
They basically thought they'd do their old, what's tried and tested and always worked. We control the newspapers, so we control,
control the message,
the mass opinion to a degree, to an extent, but we have a large effect on public thinking. And they tried that, but because of social media and young people actually getting involved, paying attention, they're seeing what's being said by the mainstream media, seeing a different message on their social media, and you don't have to be a fucking genius or politically astute, educated to go, hang on, they're trying to have us over there, really obviously, like arrogantly, blatantly, fuck them. And I think it's like, I think they're panicking. They're going to have to really find like, how do we? Well, they will. They're trying to control our internet now. That'll be the next thing.
Well, they're the supercharged.
The problem was before the internet, they controlled the radio, the TV, and the newspapers, all the methods of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
And if a citizen did have an alternative thought, where's he going to go for confirmation? None of those other places were confirming ideas. So he's thinking, well, this is the way it is. It must be.
And if there was nobody in his community immediately around him to confirm or have that conversation, maybe it just would never develop that thought, would he? But now
you got another voice saying something different, and people have said, hang on a minute.
And it's out there.
He's right.
And I really think it's made it. Well, obviously it has. Look what's happened. No, I mean, I watched him do it last night. Me and my friend, who's got obsessed with this, we were having a drink at his house, and we annoyed our other friends because I'd been to the cinema and I got there, and I was like, "Did you listen to Jeremy? Because he was at Glastonbury, wasn't he?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was brilliant. Let's watch it." And everyone's like, "Oh fuck, don't put that on." And we watched the whole thing, me and him in the corner, and he's like, "Shut up, you lot! It's my house. We're listening." And I was like, "This is a fucking politician at Glastonbury." I mean, I've been to Glastonbury 3 times. I can't imagine any. They would have been bottled up or treated like a joke normally, like an opportunity to just ridicule somebody. But he was fucking given the welcome of a, I don't know, rock star. Like
I love the poem. I love the poem that he.
And he spoke with passion, and he wasn't patronising. He didn't overstay his welcome. You know, he's not letting it go to his head. And I like the Queen bowing stuff thing the other day. That was quite amusing.
Oh, the Mayo going ape shit over it. He didn't bow his head. It's like, well, actually, that's not the protocol because only.
And he knew it too. Did you see the little wink he did afterwards? He knew.
He has got so unbelievably savvy. Like it's like really like confidence. He stepped up. The confidence is flowing.
You can see it in him.
Yeah, he knows that government. He's been there long enough. He's seen that many governments come and go, and I think he just knows that the Tory DUP thing.
So did they get?
I think he actually finds it bitter. No, they're still not.
Oh, right.
Because they want $2 billion for Northern Ireland. They want Northern Ireland to look like fucking Las Vegas by the time that this deal's finished. And
the coalition of chaos.
This is it. But the problem is, but under the law, if you just give Northern Ireland is $2 billion, then you've got to give England $3 billion. You've got to give Wales $1 billion. You've got to give Scotland $2 billion. Because it keeps us. It's supposed to keep us all on this even sort of development.
Right.
Plus, under the Good Friday Agreement, the British government have to remain neutral between the two parties, and if they're seen as siding with one party, the other party are not going to find that so neutral.
Because I suppose then I've never really thought of that. It's not like you drive from England to Wales and suddenly go, "Fucking hell, this is a shithole, dude." Like, you're right, isn't it? Everywhere is kind of, we're not like excessively more wealthy than like, well, we might be, but it doesn't show, does it? But so, yeah, I'm back in now, back involved. But and what about the fucking tower?
Grenfell Tower tragedy.
Holy shit!
It's that's a monument to Tory disregard for the working class and the poor. If anything, I mean, yeah. Well, the rich don't like your look of your building, so we're going to clad it in this stuff that's probably failed every fire regulation go. But hey, guess what? It's cheap.
Yeah.
Here's £100 rebate. What was it? 500 quid or
£100?
Here's £100 rebate. By the way, your flat's so effectively a fucking candle.
Yeah.
The irony is now, you know, they wanted to make it look nice. Well, I mean, look at it now. That's going to haunt the area.
Yeah. And what about the conspiracy? I saw a resident, a very upset young resident, agreeing with him that fire, he thought it was lit on purpose.
I saw that video. Yeah.
And he was live on BBC or something. Cause he swore a couple of times, and she apologised. So, and he had his face covered, didn't he? But you know, maybe somebody did try and light something, but never expected for 1 second it would fucking go like that. Because I was thinking maybe it's a development thing, you know, shady, trying to get people out,
that's
you know, scare them off,
yeah.
you know, shake them down, get them out, redevelop the area for the, you know, what's it called when shit areas become posh, gentrification. There we go. Boom. Look at that.
College boy's back.
Yeah. Oh, get me.
College boy, eh?
I knew I was here for something.
Hey, that physics is going to come in handy later when you explain the fucking flat Earth to me.
Oh, don't.
Oh, look, I forgot my notebook. But then as I was coming up the stairs, I thought, I'm not sure if I really need that many notes, to be perfectly honest.
I was the same as you. I thought, I actually, although I did join the, should we start on the flat Earth? Well, do you want to go?
Yeah, we just see where we go. So we're going to talk about the flat Earth.
I joined the Flat Earth Society on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Very, very briefly. Because I couldn't help myself.
How Ben, did you get into an argument already?
Yeah, I was in there literally for maybe 45 minutes.
Get kicked out.
I was blocked and banned. Because I put my point across that, like, there's all these pictures. I mean, people have been to space. There's an honest question, right? And people have been to space. They've seen the Earth. I mean, Felix Baumgartner went up onto the very edge of space, and we could see the curvature of the Earth. And he jumped, and it was amazing.
That was fucking ace.
And I've been too busy shitting my pants.
He was tumbling for a while, wasn't he? Also with tits.
Yeah. Not for me.
No.
I have got a rebuttal later for that.
Right, yeah, well, I know that rebuttal. I'm well schooled in this.
But the thing he jumped out of, wasn't it just hanging from a suction cup which was stuck to the dome?
Well, there's another. Their lies entirely.
We'll get there. We'll fucking get to the dome.
We'll get to the dome.
Fuck.
And so my usual line to these people is, well, you can see that the moon is round, and you can buy a telescope. And you can look at planets, and if you can go look at the fucking sun if you want to. I don't care, because you guys are just beyond help. And you can see that these planets are round. You can look at them physically yourself. Mm-hmm. And I was, after some sort of looking across from their point of view, mainly that every single picture is fake. All the data is fake. NASA. We'll go into the reasons why they do it now. I've got them here.
Should we start with the theory that they believe?
Right, well, apparently, anyway, I was kicked out of the group, and apparently I'm a shill, a dirty NASA shill.
Oh.
I quote.
Were you wearing your NASA t-shirt? You fucking shill.
God damn.
Is that an official licensed product? You're lining their pockets, man. Spreading their lies. Shill. I thought I knew you.
I wonder why you wear that new mink coat.
God damn. Yeah, well, yes, I am.
Didn't take him long to get to it,
didn't.
The CIA kills one of our laptops.
and I took the corporate shilling, and that was it.
Oh, you
By the way,
put
boys,
the cock of NASA in your mouth. It's fucking round. It's flat. No, I don't know. What are you saying? Are you saying it's round? I'm confused already.
It's flat. I'm saying it's round, and they're saying it's flat.
Oh.
Either way, it tastes of money.
Sweet, salty money.
Yeah. So,
well, okay, right. You were kicked out.
They are adamant that the Earth is flat.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not it sits on the back of a giant turtle or not is up for debate, because I asked that question.
Yeah, I bet they like that one.
They did not.
I bet they're like, oh.
There's no official doctrine on that one.
No, there isn't. No. Some say it is, some say it isn't.
Oh, there are actual turtle believers.
There are. And some of them will go further and tell you that turtle is also balancing on the back of a giant elephant.
How did the elephant get there?
Oh, no, sorry. The elephant is stood on the turtle, and the flat Earth is on the back of the elephant. Sorry, I apologise to the turtle-elephant conspiracy theorists amongst the listeners.
Have they seen this?
No.
Because how could you see it if we can't have telescopes and satellites and stuff? Because you'd need to get something high enough and over enough to be able to see under us, to see like the arse of the elephant or the trunk. Maybe an elephant. If it stuck its trunk up, we'd see the. Maybe that's what an eclipse is.
What's the elephant eating?
What do real elephants eat?
Shrubbery.
Space shrubbery. He's eating space shrubbery, clearly. No, he eats. They're probably. So the elephant's head is underneath the turtle's ass.
No, the elephant is stood on the turtle.
Oh, it's space, so it'll float anyway. So the turtle shits and it goes.
I think it's a turtle.
Yeah, listen, they shit. The elephant shits and it goes to the turtle's mouth, and then they're like top and tail.
69.
So the elephant shits and that goes down to the turtle's head and feeds him. The turtle shits and it floats up to the elephant and feeds him, and it's the cycle of life.
So they're stuck in some kind of nightmarish human caterpillar scenario.
Yes, snake eating its tail scenario.
Yes, Ouroboros.
The
voice of the dwarf. We're there again. Yes. First one.
Ouroboros.
What they call him, Dave? That was
It was the third option.
So do you know how they see the Earth? It is, apart from, let's discount that there is maybe a turtle and an elephant, or one of the above beneath us.
I think we pretty much proved that there is.
Oh, yeah. Basically, you've got the flat Earth. The Earth is like a pancake as such. It's flat out, yeah?
Mm-hmm. How thick is it?
Oh, no, you know what? No one seemed to mention that. It's just flat. That's it. So
we dig down, we'll reach the elephant.
Where is the lava?
Oh, it's not like that. Well, it's there, so it's, it's got to be there.
Is it spread out really thin, like a jammy, like a wagon wheel with
probably,
jam?
yeah. So we go with the wagon wheel.
Yeah. It's like because the lava, they can't deny that fucking lava pops up out of the floor every now and then. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking ball or flat. They clearly have seen.
The elephant's got acid reflux.
Or maybe you're NASA shill as well.
I've seen volcanoes. No, admittedly, only on television.
It's a NASA hoax.
Fucking hell. But so that it's flat. But if it was flat underneath us in a pool spread out, we'd be out as fuck.
Well, yeah, but the North Pole is in the middle, right?
Oh, well, actually, there is some...
Where's the South Pole?
That's spread around. It's spread around in, and I give you this, a giant Game-of-Thrones-style ice wall.
An ice wall.
Has anybody ever seen this ice wall?
What did they call it before Game of Thrones?
I don't know, I was just using that because it was...
Oh, sorry. I thought that's what they call it.
I was using that to sort of, so people go, that sort of ice wall.
Right.
A lot of people watch Game of Thrones. I was trying to appear topical. I'm down with the youth.
I'm not one of those people, I'm sorry.
You need to.
I suck. Everyone tells me. I haven't seen Breaking Bad either. Don't judge me. But I have seen.
Yeah, you're fired.
I've seen all the WrestleManias.
Well, all right, you're back in.
All of them. Right, the ice wall. So then I guess the ice wall at some point joins it to the dome.
Well,
do they all believe in the dome?
I don't think they all believe in the dome.
So the atmosphere, because the atmosphere, right? Nah.
Actually, I tell a lie. The official Flat Earth Society website
what's their
does go with a dome.
What's the official?
We want the official line.
Yeah, official line,
not
right?
the fringe.
Yeah, no, we don't know crazy out there turtle shit theories.
Okay, well, what I've got is 10 reasons why it's flat, and then I've got the reasons why lie, which is a section on the website, why lie.
Because this is the most important part of this entire thing is, why the fuck would it matter? Why are they going for all this to hide it? What are we going to do if we... It's a different shape from what they said, and we're all just going to dive out the fucking windows. No,
think of the tours in Antarctica and get with that ice wall, and you can love going round. I love going round that. It's really picturesque.
Suction cups up the fucking dome with some... You need some oxygen, I guess.
think it's the ice cube industry they're protecting it all. Imagine if you know the ice wall...
This big ice cube.
The fucking ice wall. And then what... Right... So maybe that's okay. Then is global warming really the real panic? Is if the fucking ice wall melts, then it's fucked. Then it's all the sea's going to fall out the side into space.
Yeah.
We're all fucked. The atmosphere will just seep out with the sea.
How about there's the dome?
Now here you go. I'm going to show my.
Who made the dome? Is it a natural phenomenon?
Well,
God made the dome.
You see, he's got it.
God.
One of the reasons say that this is apparently...
This is quite a religious thing, I didn't realise.
It is! And this is where I lost all any sort of objectivity in it, because as soon as someone brings God into it, I go, no, they're a fucking lunatic.
So you just written off 3 billion people. Carry on.
I think there's 7 billion on the planet, half on being fucking lunatics, so that's not bad odds.
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty reasonable, to be fair.
And there's 3 of us here, and I'm a fucking idiot.
It's to hide the truth in the Bible.
Mm.
So I can only presume that they also go for the Earth is only 6,000 years old, man existed through dinosaurs.
Because if we think it's round and there's other ones out there, then we're not going to believe the truth.
They have a logical fallacy about it.
As it's known. Fuck.
Am I a bit of Italian?
My brain, no, I'm just taking a piss. I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's just kicked in.
Italian dudes, that wasn't
Sorry.
Would you like to hear their logical fallacy argument?
Logical fallacy?
Yes. Why the Earth is the only flat planet? Now, as we've said, you can go and buy a telescope and look at planets.
Yeah.
Don't look at the sun, though. I know I suggested it earlier. Don't do it, even if you do believe the Earth is flat.
Do it.
So let's say that you go all your life only seeing grey geese, only seeing grey geese. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, this is. Right, and then one day you see a white goose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Earth is the white goose.
That proves it. Fuck.
On board.
I am in. I am so in. So what?
Why?
Reality is simply perception.
Why? What do you mean? Why? I mean,
doesn't answer the reason why.
No, but then because we have, and then why lie? All right, so then we go back to the more conspiracy thing.
I'm still dealing with the turtle
And
and
the
the
goose.
fucking elephant. Now there's a fucking goose in there, a grey goose.
Well, they probably believe in Noah's Ark, so we're gathering the animals together.
but there's-
We're actually on Noah's Ark, we understand now.
But there's a bit of a difference between two different coloured gooses, geese, and
On theory, Noah's Ark, it wasn't an ark on the sea, it was an ark in space, and we are the ark.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Earth is the fucking ark.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing a good job,
like
aren't they?
Battlestar Galactica.
And we're flying through space, but how does it explain? Are we stuck? Did we get sucked into some gravity field or something? No, we're just. How does what's the sun doing? Why does it stay?
The sun.
That's a good point.
The sun.
This is a shit spaceship.
Didn't think about that one.
The reason we get day and night is because the sun is locked. It's still in orbit. They admit that. But it doesn't go round sort of. It goes
over and under.
Instead of just around.
But
So
why
it's always settles over the North Pole,
Again.
that's why we get day and night. So that, but also that
I have a
presumes that they
question.
think that if I'm here in the daytime in Britain, it's daytime in Australia. Well, it kind of is, but it's going to get dark here soon. It's going to be light in Australia for the 12 hours. So how the fuck does that work?
And I have a question. If the sun is underneath us at night time, wouldn't the floor be fucking
Really hot.
Maybe that's lava. That's where lava.
Heats it up overnight.
Shit. And then the following day, boom, volcano goes boom. Oh fuck. Okay. And I hate to break it to you, but sorry, but if it is flat, okay, and it's moving, then it would go down. It would go down. It would still be day, maybe a bit lighter over here and darker, depending on where it is. So maybe we would still have day and night if it went over and under us.
But what about in Norway in the winter when it's completely dark?
And Norway's not real.
Yeah, sorry to break it to you.
Have you been there?
It's an urban legend.
Have you been there?
No.
Then it is a construct of your mind. I'm afraid.
Oh man, we've gone from being fairly sceptical to being more suckered in.
I've got to be honest, the first few videos I watched, because a little quick story. My friend lives in Italy, and I was out there, and there's this fucking super cool bar called the Cascina, and like it's a total hippie place where like it's just old shitty sofas everywhere. You could smoke weed. There'd be like crazy bands playing, a barbecue, dogs, children, old people, everybody.
Can you smoke weed legally?
No,
You
but
smoke weed and they kind of don't turn a blind eye to it.
it was kind of the same here. It's exactly the same as it is here, to be honest. Basically, every sort of person like us I met smoked weed. Like,
Yeah.
but at this one bar, it was just. That's what I'm saying. It's that cool of a place. And my friend, she was seeing one of the guys who owned this super cool place. His name was Marco. He's so fucking cool and Italian. And he'd done DMT, the first person I'd ever met that's actually been to Brazil. So I was like, fuck, this guy must be like so cool. And I'm talking to him and stuff, and he's a fucking flat earther. The first I'd ever met. And I was like, how can this fucking cool, experienced guy believe this shit? So I just started watching a few YouTube videos, but this is the point of the story, is I got sucked in for like a very... I didn't actually ever believe it, but they fucking sort of started to go briefly, and I was like, no, this is just...
Cognitive dissonance, right?
Who is this fucking chump I'm listening to in his bedroom, like dropping fucking science like it's science? He's talking shit, and but it's overtaking people. People are latching onto this. You got called a shill.
Yeah.
Why are people buying into this so bad?
The funniest thing, I watched some guy in his bedroom, like you say, recording, and his excuse was that he was 100% correct. Was that he looked into he investigated that he was sane, and he worked out that he was. That was his.
What?
That was his logic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I wish I had that kind of thinking. Positive thinking.
Yeah.
I like it.
Fucking.
I mean,
That was enough for him.
It's just. I mean, right, you've got someone like, you've got Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is highly qualified, spent years in education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's top of the game, and he's like, this is just not right. You're just wrong. And you've got like I believe it was the rapper Bob.
B.O.B.
B.O.B.
Yeah, we'll call him
He was
Bob.
like, yeah. I looked into this flat earth thing on the internet, and it's right. And you're like, well, yeah, but you're just a rapper. You've got no... I don't know if B.O.B. has any formal education or not. I'm presuming...
I bet he hasn't got a physics
I bet he hasn't got
He hasn't
some
got
kind of master's degree in physics and astronomy and blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Ben, I saw a tweet by this Bob chap, Bob the rapper.
Yeah, Bob the rapper.
Bob the rapper from the over the road. He put his picture of himself. I don't know where he was. He was stood somewhere, and in the background was a city miles away. And he said, "These two cities, the one in the background is like 16 miles away or something. Can you see the curve, man? Explain that. Explain that." I don't know if he talks like that. I apologise if he doesn't, but I think
we apologise if we found that slightly racist.
It was vaguely racist. I see that it was a mistake. But come on, he thinks he's flat. How does that prove anything? And the way Mr. deGrasse Tyson explained it to me, not me personally. We weren't having lunch. We weren't having lunch.
Candlelit dinner.
I would have been lucky you'd met for lunch and not got him on the show.
Yeah.
Sorry. So he said, like, if we were on the surface, if we were tiny, microscopic, and we were on the surface of a ping pong ball, we wouldn't fucking be able to see the fucking curve because we're so small compared to it that the bit we're standing on, wherever we are, because we're so small, we'll seem fucking flat because we're literally teeny tiny on this big ball.
You know the Earth is smoother than a snooker ball.
What? I thought it was all wibbly wobbly like a bit.
Yeah, mountains like mountains.
Yeah, but the mountains in size compared to the ridges on a cue ball means that the Earth is actually smoother. That's true.
College boy, eh?
That
being physics, eh?
That sounds like one of those dubious sort of factoids.
Alright, someone's got to check that then, and
put it in your Google machine.
I don't know. It's
someone to cut through the bullshit on that one.
I think you're spreading the bullshit.
Are you saying if I zoom down comparatively small enough, the ridges in the cue ball would be even taller?
Than
the mountains. I'd have to be pretty fucking small though. I suppose Earth's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, if you blew up a cue ball to the size of Earth, there'd be more ridges higher on the cue ball than there would be on.
Fucking hell.
I'm sure someone will still say it was flat.
Look at that giant cue going towards us.
No.
So
the dome.
What have we got, Ben? The dome.
The dome. God. It's the Earth is encased within a dome, or when I use quote, a vault of heaven. End quote. It's backed up by a surprising amount of religions and societies, including the Babylonians, the Sumerians, who, if you remember, they're quite big on Goes of the Traveller.
Hey, she's from Ghostbusters.
She is. They're Sumerians. Yeah. Pop culture reference, my friend.
And every week, I swear, I see documentaries where pilots keep saying they keep hitting the ceiling in the air.
I heard about them testing. They fired rockets to try and get them to space, and they saw them go boom against the glass. Like,
well,
fuck you. Fuck you.
And Egyptian and Christian worldviews. Once again, we're back to the Christians. It does seem to be the more religious amongst us who believe in this kind of stuff.
No fucking Sumerian, right, ever did what I did last night. I went to a fucking big building. I gave them money, right? Sat in front.
I don't think this is right, something somewhere.
No. I sat in front of a giant screen. And
you got brainwashed.
I fucking watched Transformers in fucking IMAX, right? Because I'm fucking rich enough, like, to do something like that. And I went back after watching 2.5 hours of robots smashing each other, which someone spent millions of dollars to create. I went back to my nice comfortable box with my heating. I didn't need it, it's quite warm. But my point is, I'm more advanced than a fucking Sumerian or a Gozer or whatever the fuck you're on about, right? Just because they thought it, that doesn't mean anything. They used to do some really fucked up things back then. I mean, some people still do in this day and age, but not.
Yeah.
It's I'm getting irritated.
But you want to go into space. We want to go to space. The rocket's hitting zone. That's all a lie.
Sorry.
We've never been able to get into space. It's all a lie. Space travel is a lie.
But we know
And
that.
the biggest reason that we lie, this is lied about, is to maintain legitimacy. We fake the moon landing because the Earth is flat. We can't reach the moon. And we only hold on to it because of the role science plays in our government. All satellites and the International Space Station are fake.
I've seen the space station.
It's fake.
I've seen it with my
It's just a light in the sky they've set up.
A light in the sky.
A light in the sky. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That sounds like the start of a lyric man of a song. It's
that
just
means-
a light in the sky.
I can see Tom Jones doing it.
It's not unusual to fly a plane into a dome.
Well, if you flew a plane in Mars Attacks, that's good enough for me.
It's like when a bird flies into your patio.
Not unusual for an elephant to stand on a giant turtle.
Is that how you explain the missing planes then? Malaysian Airlines.
Did it hit the dome?
It just hit the dome and fucking disintegrated. Fucking atomised. It was going so. The pilot was asleep at the wheel. No, it's not weird, is it?
Well,
The stick.
stick. It's kind of, I don't know.
It looks like Knight Rider's.
Yeah, it's a Knight Rider steering wheel, yeah.
Yeah, he fell asleep at the controls and he was just powering. They hit the fucking glass, atomised. That's how you explain Bermuda Triangle. That's how you explain ships that go missing. They hit the glass.
Or the ice wall.
Ice wall. So I imagine in the ice wall, there's a ridge somewhere where the dome connects.
It must do, yeah. It must be like a little. I'd love to do a trek of the ice wall on holiday.
Come on, somebody would have been to the frickin' dome with a selfie stick, and probably a Russian guy would have done some parkour on it and climbed right up to the top with no ropes up the dome, just using his fingers.
Yeah.
You know, fuck, crazy Russians.
Surely it would have been Scott of the ice wall and not Scott of the Antarctic.
Oh yeah.
Fucking dome. So the sun. Why don't we get a fucking? Wouldn't there be like some glare on there? Like
You would think so.
Is that why we can't look at it?
But it's a vault of heaven. Who says it's glass? It's a vault of heaven.
A vault of heaven. What is that? A vault, like a room, a chamber?
I don't know. It's just we're in a vault of heaven.
Oh. So maybe this is where like the religious people get off on this a bit of a flat earth, because maybe it helps with the whole up is heaven, down is hell, believing with that. Maybe that's easier to accept if we're not a bore. But then even if we're flat, we're still floating around in space, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I presume they still think we're in orbit. Well, we're not in orbit. I don't even understand how this. For some reason, when I was looking at the research, we believe in there's the geocentric universe, and we all go around the sun.
Yeah.
But if Earth is just there, so does that mean that we're just sat somewhere, or we're just aimlessly drifting while the sun goes around us? So where does that put in with like Jupiter and everything staying around us? I mean, how does this even work?
It's all connected by sticks.
Oh, there we go.
But the round planets, it must be fake.
No, they don't say anything about the other planets being fake, because they're logical
We can see
fallacy.
them, can't we?
We can see them.
With the naked eye.
Yeah.
Did you read anything about? There's some science that I was like, oh god, I don't understand anyone's point about perspective and how that works. Because there's some knobhead who did the experiment, didn't he? Or he did a stretch of water or something and ran a thing and was like, and he was a real scientist.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, there's no curvature, man. And then there are other people. Come on, physics. There's ways to explain it. Apparently.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a way to explain it.
It was a 6-mile stretch of water. It was an experiment, and they said, and he was like, oh yeah, it's flat, it's true. And then it wasn't. The experiment was just misread. It actually proved there was a curve, but they refused not to
I know
do
an
that.
experiment. Anyway, get a gun.
Oh, that's easy enough, yeah. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah. Get a stone. Fire the gun and drop the stone. Yeah, at the same time, the bullet and the stone will hit the ground simultaneously.
Right.
And that is because of the curvature of the Earth.
I can believe that, because I read the other day that the longest sniper kill in the world is recorded, 3,500 meters, on some ISIS fellow that they didn't like.
Ooh.
No one does. But,
Right,
And anyway, he had to take into account the curvature of the Earth.
Fucking hell.
There
Sounds
you
like
go.
Robocop.
Well, yeah, he didn't have the awesome targeting where he shoots a guy in the nuts, so I doubt he hit him in the nuts.
And
If he did hit him in the nuts, then I want to see it.
I do like the reflection shot he does in, I think it's the start of Robocop 2, where he fires it off the wall into the guy's neck. Robocop 2 gets shit on when it shouldn't.
Was that the drug dealer one?
Oh, yeah, the little kid's a drug dealer. Not as good as the first, nowhere near, but...
What about 3?
Okay. Oh,
It's
God.
bad, isn't it?
They were trying to make it PG. It's so bad that Peter Weller, is that his name? No, that's... Yeah, that's it. Even he was like, fuck that. Not even for that money, I ain't doing
This is the remake.
The only good bit... yeah.
It's not good, is it?
I didn't bother.
Look, you can vouch, I have Robocop on my van keys here. It's one of my favourite films of all time, in my top 3. I wrote 20,000 words on it at uni. I studied it frame by frame. Oh, sorry for the noise. Fucking love that movie. I tried to have an open mind about the remake.
That's very generous. I wouldn't
I
have.
gave it a go. Took me 2 times. I had to stop it and go back to it, but nah. That could have been a good film, but why call it Robocop? Just do something different. Like it was just shit.
Didn't he get his legs blown off in that one? He didn't get Murphy, did he? He didn't
No,
get
it
the
wasn't
shotgun
quite.
effect to the.
Well, I can't even remember it, so it couldn't have been that good. I just remember he had a human hand.
It was like a car bomb, and he's like, I'm sure it was in the trailer. I didn't see the movie because at the end of the day, when you remake stuff like that, it's never as good.
It's too iconic.
Look at many Predator attempts they try to reboot that.
Exactly.
That's sequels, to be fair.
And that first one...
Yeah, but they claim them as sequels, but they're effectively reboots.
And Alien vs Predator, you can't really count that as Predator remake.
And it's kind of a reboot. It's getting the character back into the public consciousness again, isn't it?
That first Robocop is really got shitloads of satire, and it's a really fucking awesome film. That says a lot really about the time, but it's also about a half man, half robot. It's also, some people think, an allegory for Christ, the story of Christ.
Really?
Resurrection, death, resurrection, redemption, all that business.
Sounds about like something like Lucifer, to be fair. Redemption.
Yeah, it's
the devil becoming the angel.
It's ultra violent for the time. Absolutely,
it was.
It's still now quite violent, but at the time it's like fuck.
If you've seen it, yeah, I assume you've seen extended editions. I've heard that the Murphying scene is like a lot more brutal than.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen an extended. Oh, the TV cut is nowhere.
Before the film
you
cut.
get the original uncut version, which I think is just what's on DVD now. Yeah, that Murphy scene is incredible. The whole movie's amazing. Fucking love it. It stands up to this day. The only thing is, it does look very 1980s. It doesn't look very futuristic, like the cars and stuff. But yeah, anyway, fuck the remake.
Yeah.
It had a great cast too. But
okay,
so
where were we?
That was a bit of a tangent. We had a Robocop discussion.
Should we go through 10 reasons that the Earth is flat from an article I found on the website?
Okie dokie.
On the internet.
I'll
pick out some of the best ones.
Okay.
We've gone to satellite photos are easily faked, so if the evidence is put before you, basically you still don't agree with it.
Mm.
People who think they've flown around the Earth have in fact just travelled in a big circle around the North Pole.
Can we just go back to the first one with the satellites and the photos? Now, the reason there's what I believe why this one gets people use this one and cling to this one loads is yes, they do, and they admit they do doctor the images of Earth that we see. They just sort of tidy it up a bit, move clouds and things, and then NASA openly admit to that. There's a guy whose job it is he'll get shitloads of different images of the Earth and amalgamate them to make a nice, perfect, clear version.
And remove any UFOs at home.
Yeah, and that sort of thing, obviously. And that's a version.
And brush out the elephant.
Yes, yes.
No, because it's a sphere still at this point.
And the poo cycle. And they admit this though. They openly admit this. So, but because of that, people are like, they doctored it. There is no real, clear, pure image of the Earth. We don't know. And they think this is solid proof. But then again, why? And yes, apparently maps aren't an actual bang-on true. They do move the things around slightly, apparently.
Well, the Earth moves in plate tectonics.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean,
Yeah.
literally, where things are what we traditionally think of when you think of the world, what you see on the atlas and the map, apparently the spacing is completely different than what it actually is in a lot of areas. It's just the way they draw maps.
Yeah, I took that shoe money for nothing. It's a lie. It's all a lie.
But these tiny little grains of truth get spun out, as they always do, into wild, like, it's proof they're lying. Why the fuck would they go? Maybe there's a sinister reason why they do doctor the images. Like you said, maybe they're hiding the elephant, the UFO, but...
I have a reason why NASA are so interested in containing the truth. And the simple reason is they get 18.4...
you would know, wouldn't you?
Yeah. $18.4 billion a year. NASA budget.
Yeah.
It's all a lie. They're just pocketing the money. They're just pocketing the money.
All this
Yeah, all the charade of faking everything and sending rockets flying into the dome just to explode.
How hard would it be to... Right, and now look, I'm going to show my little bit of sciencey brain now. I'm not. So, it's a sphere, the way I understand it. Like, the atmosphere, the reason everything... So, like, okay, if you flew a helicopter, if it had never-ending fuel or power, and you flew it in the same spot for, like, you know, a year, like, it would, you know, it's not like the Earth's going to move under you. You know what I mean? And then, like, you see the Earth rotating under you. No, you'll move with it. Because the atmosphere is contained and stable and moves with... It's a sphere, and gravity and all of that keeps it in and contained. Like, it works because it's a fucking sphere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's all sort of one biosphere.
You're shaking your head at me, Ben. Am I not sciencing?
No, they don't believe in gravity.
Oh, no, but I mean, do real people believe this, though?
No,
am I sort of somewhere right that, like, why it all sort of stays together because it's a ball
it's gravity. Yeah. They don't believe in gravity.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It doesn't exist.
If I drop something really heavy right on his balls, Mr. Flat Bastard,
No, actually, we were on about earlier about the Earth. What does it do in space? We are constantly moving upwards. We are constantly accelerating upwards in space, and that is why we are all pressed down. Gravity is a lie. So they are denying everything in physics, from the very essence of our atoms being held together by tiny, ultra-strong gravitational bonds.
And they think it's because fucking Bob the Rapper said it.
And they think because...
Dicks.
And the guy who started the modern Flat Earth Society...
called Flat Eddie.
is Samuel Shenton, 1956, the International Flat Earth Research Society.
If that cock had any idea what he'd fucking start all these years later when the internet existed, and all these little bellends who were so convinced, I mean, they just disrepute facts. Like, I mean, maybe this is because we were talking about the plus side at the start of the internet, you know, helping with the election and stuff. Yeah. Or maybe this is the flip side to that, is that now people just don't believe fucking anything. Even stuff that's blatantly, clearly true. Like science.
But there's just so much lies on there, and that's the thing. I mean, it's like if you're persuasive enough, you can.
Well, they nearly got me.
You can tell anybody anything. I mean, you know, and if someone who's a celebrity comes out, because, you know, God help us, the fucking celebrities know everything. I mean, you know, Robert De Niro's coming out and saying vaccines don't work. So, well, are you a doctor, Robert? No, you're not. You're a fucking great actor, but you're not a doctor.
He hasn't said that, to be fair.
He did. He's got on the anti-vax side.
It needs more looking into.
What you mean? The fact that no other ever fucking article has ever said anything about it. The same as actually the flat Earth.
I'm not arguing.
But my point is, if you're an actor, stick to acting. If you're a rapper, stick to rapping. If you're a scientist, stick to science.
Right, well, you're a forklift driver. You shouldn't be doing this.
Well, you're a fucking bum, so get out, get on the street. But, you know, it's. Oh, it's still nuts. You stick to it.
Why people? Is it because people are so desperate to just belong to something contrarian and like young people are like, fuck you, Dad. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
You didn't have access to the internet when you were my age. The world is flat. Bob said so. And they're fucking smoking illegal weed over there in the US. now. Teenagers are stoneder than they've ever been. Going on Twitter, being really, really easily convinced that the world is fucking flat. Whether there's a dome or not, I don't know. But the dome... Oh, I missed out one important detail about the dome.
Ah, right.
There's a porthole. Not a porthole, like on a portal.
Is it for
A
God?
porthole is what's on the side of a boat, in it.
That's right, yeah.
A portal. So in case a plane does, like I say, fall asleep, and if you want to fly from like New Zealand to America very quickly, you go through the portal, you come out the other side. Choo, choo. You see what I mean? That's how you fly from here to here. Whereas on the dome, you'd go all the way around. No, on the globe, sorry, you'd go all the way around really quick from New Zealand to there. But now you have to use the portal. That's why the tickets are quite expensive. I don't know if you've looked into flights from New Zealand.
They do genuinely. You just. So, I mean, remember, every airline pilot is also in on this because they know that.
Yeah, but airline pilots, mate. Yeah. They also know about chemtrails and the mind control chemicals.
Can we trust airline pilots
that's the
anymore?
thing. They're dodgy bastards.
I mean, we think we know they are flying a plane, but at the same time, it's in their interest to land it because they're on it.
They're all NASA shills.
Yeah, and if you leave them alone with your mother, girlfriend, or sister, they'll definitely try and fuck her, and probably will. Pilots, assholes.
I do wish I was an airline pilot.
Yeah, me too, and they've got mind control chemicals. If they're blowing them out the back of the plane, you're telling me they haven't got a little vial of it.
Oh, fuck yeah. So force powers at that point, isn't it? Hey!
It comes out the cup. Yeah. That's all them fancy fucking things are.
Hey.
You will fuck me immediately. Of course, Captain. It's Super God, Sergeant Captain. For the next 40 minutes.
Does that include lunch?
That included the time it took to eat the pizza. So, fucking pilots.
Yeah, because all they're doing, so when they went to I went to Cyprus earlier in the year, but I didn't just go from England to Cyprus. We actually flew around a bit in loops and then got to Cyprus.
Oh, to make it seem like it took longer.
Exactly, because it would be a lot faster if everything was flat.
For fuck's sake, did you at any point what they doing?
But did you at any point look out the window and just see clearly that you were just going forwards by looking at the land underneath you moving?
Yeah, and
backwards.
And funny enough, we were quite high up, and you even at sort of airline, airplane level, you can sort of across the horizon, you got the scene. Well, that does look a bit curved. But apparently that's the windows.
Oh, they do that.
The windows are like fisheye lenses, which I believe is the excuse Felix Baumgartner's. It was a fisheye lens.
Well, actually, that makes sense now. My last flight, the last flight over to holiday, the pilot was actually very kind, and we go over the Alps to get to Milan. He was actually pointing out which peaks were which, and he was saying over the radio the names of different peaks. Was he just distracting me?
Yeah,
we were just. But wouldn't I know? They all did look quite similar. Got to be honest. Yeah, and I was thinking it was nice of him to point out the names, but I was thinking I'm not going to fucking remember.
I've knock you out for 30 minutes.
Maybe. Maybe it's all a fever dream when you're on there. I try and sleep
pure
on
oxygen.
planes,
So feed your dodgy chicken, you have a fever dream.
They pump you full of pure oxygen, don't they? They pump you full of you're high as a kite for the entire flight. Everything looks a bit. Oh shit! Look at that Earth, man. It's cool.
The aliens come on, probe everybody.
Yeah,
a loop-de-loop.
That could have happened.
Wasn't that an X-Files episode?
Yeah, it was.
Didn't some guy get abducted by aliens on a flight?
He did. Tempest Fugit.
Fucking hell!
I think.
Nerd alert.
Yeah. Oh, the X-Files. Go on, carry on.
Oh man, it's. Sorry, we'll go into the International Flat Earth Research Society, which has members all around the globe.
Oh God, research.
It was they formed it literally before Sputnik was launched and effectively disproved their theory by Sputnik transmitting from different points, and they could work out. Obviously, it was transmitting from a spherical orbit of a spherical planet.
Right,
by where its radio transmissions were coming from, because that's direction
bending. Let's seal that one.
So Sputnik basically just proved the entire thing. The space race of eroded support wasn't until 2004 this came back, Daniel Shenton set up the website, and he believes that no one has provided proof the Earth isn't flat, apart from Sputnik, just in 1956.
And makes you weep for humanity.
Yeah.
Even I can think, like, whoever, I don't know who it was, probably somebody famous, wasn't it? Galileo, something like that. Whoever really first wrote it down and went, I think we're at the centre, and this moves around us this way, and that's going this way. He worked all that out. I was sitting there and looking, observing, measuring, taking note. You know, he didn't have supercomputers, and fucking, like I said, he didn't have IMAX cinemas. And he worked it out.
Oh, yeah.
So, fucking little Johnny, with your little Twitter, who thinks the world's flat, you're a cock. You're an absolute cock. I'm sorry to judge, but you are. And you just need to let go of it. You really do. Just look at the moon.
Look at it!
the moon.
Look at it!
And do you know why we can only see some of it sometimes? The fucking sun and where we are, and it's all moving. It's fucking easy. They explain this to you when well, fuck knows. Maybe this shows you the state of the school system, because this was one of the fucking first things they explained to us, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know, the planets, the solar system.
I remember being really interested as a kid, like, whoa, cool, seeing the fucking picture of it, trying to learn what order they went in, the planets.
You get to paint all the different planets, Mars.
Yeah, Mars was pretty easy to paint, though, in all fairness. Jupiter was tricky. I never painted my anus.
Tricky.
It's just you need a mirror.
And a long brush.
But the idea of a flat Earth, a spherical globe, it goes back to the Greeks. It goes back to 6th century BC. Aristotle provided evidence for a spherical Earth in 330 BC.
And he told us about Atlantis.
And that was evidence. If Aristotle was banging on about Atlantis, and he goes, oh, you know what? I think the Earth's round. You go, well, all right, you may be wrong on the Atlantis thing, but this round Earth thing, I can get behind.
No, but I think the reason he knew it was round, why did he have such good knowledge? Because he did know about Atlantis, and he was flirting about with them super Jew humans. No, were they Jews? I can't remember.
No, they're Aryans.
Oh, sorry, that was
Aryans,
it. I knew it was something to do with Aryan, super Aryan
Jews
people.
are the untermensch.
Oh yeah, they're the ones I didn't like.
Yeah,
they were like the
keen on
Joker.
them.
They were sort of the Joker in this story.
I'm not saying I
To
believe Jews were
No, the Lex Luthor to the Aryan Superman.
Yes.
I'm not picking sides here. Bloody hell. You know, I'm not saying...
Yeah, why aren't the Jews Superman?
I was going to put my foot in my mouth. Where's my beer? I'm drinking Polish lager. I'm not racist. So yeah, it's fucking round. It's round as fuck.
Aristotle, I mean, he's a pretty respected guy. I mean, go for that. I mean,
we haven't got our phones on, but can somebody Google? I should have done research. But surely somebody somewhere in the world must have started at one point. Fucking, I've seen it on that programme, The Long Way Round. Ewan McGregor and his mate. Did you ever see that on their motorbike?
Yeah.
They fucking literally rode around. They started at one city. They fucking rode around the world. And I'm not saying that proves it's round, but what my point is, you can start at one point, go fucking west, all the way round, and get back to exactly where you started from. That's perfectly possible, isn't it? Yes, you have to swim and fly and climb, and if you want to go in a real straight line.
on the flat Earth. Because it's circular.
yeah, he's going around the North Pole instead.
But you couldn't walk, boom, in a straight line, and then end up exactly at this point.
Yeah.
But so surely somebody must have done it for charity or a race at some point. In the Victorian times, they're always making mad bets, weren't they? Somebody must have said,
I challenge you to a race to the ice wall, Sir Barnaby.
I challenge you to climb up the dome using only your lips. Well, I bloody will, Jeffrey. Watch this.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Jolly good chap. Jolly good chap.
He bloody died trying, didn't he? Well, good on him.
Good old British pluck.
Good on the Truman Show.
It's such a shame because he didn't make it very high, but just high enough for it to be dangerous to fall. Bless him. Yeah, the Truman Show. He got to the edge, didn't he? Dunk.
Yeah, but eventually, before they used to storm, didn't they, and put people off?
Yeah. Oh, is that what happens when you try and get to the edge?
That's it. You get too close.
Yeah, but people
they hurl hurricanes at you.
People have been all the fucking way back.
The point is, no one's ever seen this whole ice wall. It's all speculative because they don't trust NASA photography. They've got no evidence. They're turning around and saying all that satellite image is fake. It's a fucking flat Earth on a turtle, on an elephant on a turtle with an ice wall and a dome, and we're violently flying upwards, and that's what.
I forgot that bit.
Yeah. All the time into the inferior space, being circled by a sun and another 9 planets and a dwarf planet.
But they're all following us.
And it's all following us, and so that would mean that we're going to hit something pretty soon for Blue Star.
And we've observed over 4,000 exoplanets, and none of them are flat.
Yeah, the Earth is only 6,000 years old, and because the religion comes into it, because it's all supported by the Bible. Where do you even I don't know where to start. I genuinely don't. I mean, it's... What can you... If
we could start by saying, fuck these flat Earth people. I hope they're all just trolling us. I hope they're just really having a laugh. Although, the fact you got banned in 45 minutes...
Yeah.
Shows that
and I wasn't even being... Well, I was being a little bit...
We were being slightly obnoxious.
Probably being quite abusive towards the end.
Did you use some swear words?
I think I called them fucking morons in the last message. Because they've got no evidence at all apart from what they think. Whereas NASA's going, here's some pictures, here's a man who's been to space, here's some more people who've been to space, here's some Chinese people who've been to space, here's some Russian people who've been to space. And they're just like, nah, I don't believe them. Well, what do you believe? Well, there's the Earth's flat, there's a giant dome, and there's an ice wall. Well, give me a picture of it then. No, there isn't one. Well, why not? Oh, there's no satellite phone. The satellites are fake. Don't believe in that. How's your mobile phone working, you dick?
It's like having a religion, but no Bible. But no book. Well, they've got nothing. They haven't got anything. They've just got hearsay.
I saw the space station. It was a very clear day, and my friend at work told me exactly when I'd be able to see it. And to my surprise, you could actually kind of see the shape of it. Like, it didn't just look like a circle. It was very shiny, like the sun was beaming off it. Like, but you could literally see, like, kind of cross shape. Like, this is cool as fuck, man. Like, this is amazing, because it was one of the moments I was in the garden and I was like, oh shit, it's that time, and I looked up and I was like, fucking hell, the space station. Because I watched,
but it's not there, it's
a blimp.
And I watched on Twitter,
it's a blimp.
I watched like that cool fucking astronaut with the moustache.
The Canadian chap.
I read his book as well. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah,
he sang the Bowie song.
Major Tom.
Yeah. Tom somebody. He was, because he sang that. But I watched his videos and updates, and the recent one I watched all the vlogs and stuff from the station. Why would they spend all the money to fake that? Just to keep us convinced of the lie that it's round. Because obviously it's not floating above a big disc, and he's not like, goodbye, mate, fucking elephant! Well, he's Canadian, isn't he? Like, how do they talk?
Hey, fucking elephant!
Hey, fucking elephant! How they fuck? There's elephants! Now they got a fucking tunnel! Oh my god, hey, crack a jaw, we have a major fucking problem here!
What's all this about?
What is a boot?
A boot's an elephant!
What's all this about an elephant?
Is nobody going to talk about a boot? The elephant in the space. Why did nobody mention this? Oh fuck. So, and what if? What if somebody evil got out of the dome into space and released a mouse in front of the elephant, and the elephant went wah and shit itself and fucking tipped up the world and sent that into chaos and killed us all.
Yeah, but we're continually accelerating upwards. Also,
but it'll still fuck us up.
If you got a mouse out there, it just implode immediately. The elephant's a space elephant; it doesn't implode.
We would genetically create.
Why would we do that on purpose?
We're evil. We're evil geniuses.
So, hey, I'm just funny. That's when he's a super mouse into space.
Yeah. Let's see what happens to the elephant. Oh fuck! Mass extinction, chaos. Like, dude, I just thought it would be funny. I didn't want to kill us all.
Yeah, but they take a long time to genetically engineer a super mouse.
And I don't know why it would be a stoner who had these capabilities. Who thought it would be funny. But maybe an evil super genius would do it, you know.
He may kill himself.
Some men just want to see the world
Ah.
turn upside
Oh, you
down. Some
remember?
men just want to see the world turn.
Yeah.
Some men just want to see the
worms
giant.
turn.
Yeah, they want to
Yeah.
see the giant
All the
space
time.
elephant shit itself, upturn the planet on top of its back, stomp all over the fucking turtle underneath it, and yeah, the whole thing will be fucked. Fucked.
I call for a break.
Yeah, I need
Okay.
a piss. And a beer. Okay, so to summarise it, it's just a bit of all of this. It's just a bit of a refusal to kind of look facts in the face, and because they'll tell me that, well, you're being lied to. So, well, I'm being lied to. Okay, why? I'm sorry. I mean, 18.4 billion a year. Is it worth? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, but my God, there's billionaires who make that in a day. Probably there's people who make that in weeks.
And
A year doesn't seem worth it when you look at that amongst that many employees.
the videos of the guys on the space station, they must be very talented improvisational actors. When they're doing those tours of the fucking station, it goes on forever, and they're just making shit up.
Yeah.
If it's all fake. No, I fucking saw the space station. Fucking saw it. And how does that work? If it's like, again, where did it
That
go?
was a CIA wasp burrowing into your retina.
Ah, yes. They have planted images. I have seen things before. I have done a double take a few times. Huh? Glitch in the matrix, clearly.
I think we're missing the giant space elephant in the room.
What's that?
Why? What is the purpose of lying to us and making us think that it's round and spherical when it's actually flat?
Because, and I can quote,
I smell elephant shit.
Which then,
I can quote, I think
floats down into the turtle's mouth
That's
and is
it.
processed by the turtle and comes out of the turtle. Sorry,
it's
Benny.
all to maintain legitimacy because of the role that science plays in our government.
So if we find out that they are totally full of shit and have lied to us about this for so long,
Society would collapse.
yes, society would fall into
But-
disarray because there would be. But
No, I just go, oh, the Earth's flat, is it? Oh, okay.
well, yeah, exactly. If we
No,
found
no,
out,
no,
if we genuinely found out refutable proof right now that it's fucking flat, but nothing changes, everything's.
I'm going to go and get you a chung on ice wall, guys.
Well,
I'm going to schlep all the way to the ice wall
I'd
and
do it,
bring
man.
it back for you.
Oh, I'd smoke it. Well, so if you find out it's flat,
Yeah,
nothing fucking changes at all,
No.
is it? I'm going to drive home exactly the same.
we get cheaper flights
Well,
because the airlines are being
but hey, yeah, we're on to you, dickhead. Stop flying around pointlessly in circles, pointing out mountains. Fucking get on with it.
Yeah,
Straight there, 10 minutes. Fucking hell.
you know, although on the downside, it does mean that we're just stuck on the Earth forever because we ain't getting through that dome.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't planning on leaving. You know, I've often thought, well, this is a load of shit, this world. Especially with all the crap that's been going on lately. Fucking death, destruction, separation, social divide. But I'll be honest, I still think it's better here than possibly the surface of Mars. And I've heard on some planets there's like glass rain and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I think some
Not
movies
funny.
made entirely of like diamond or rains diamonds
Gas
and made of
lakes.
methane and
As bad as Earth is, it does still be 3 minutes of torture and hell before you die on Mars.
Yeah. It's sort of like, I've seen Total Recall, the original, not the bullshit remake. Sorry to get onto remakes again.
I've seen the remake as well, but it is.
I see what happened to Arnold.
Why am I the only guy that doesn't watch the shit remakes?
Which is
I'm like,
sensible.
you know what? The original's good enough.
Me and Ben, Mike and I are masochists.
Yeah.
Secretly.
Obviously.
Sorry.
You must be because I ain't watching because I knew the Robocop. They'd never do the Murphy scene. It'd be something shit like a car bomb, and then. You know, Total Recall. It wasn't even set on Mars, was it?
What?
Earth.
Yeah, so what the fuck's the point of that? It's got nothing to do with it.
Was there a lady with
And you
3
can't
tits?
remake an Arnie classic.
No.
I'm sorry, you just can't.
Was there a lady with 3 breasts?
No, was there? I don't know. Was there?
In the remake?
Again, another forgettable film.
I bet there wasn't a dude with a fucking alien thing in his stomach.
Exactly.
It was cool, like makeup effects, not like CGI crap. And like Arnold, when his face is expanding, like that must be some puppetry work, man. When
Yeah,
he's on
practical
the surface
effects.
and it's like, rah, rah. That's an amazing scene. So yeah, no, Earth, as crap as it is, I wasn't planning on leaving. So if we find out it's flat, yeah, I wasn't planning on. I'd be honest with you, I wasn't planning on circumnavigating the globe either. I mean, I occasionally go on holiday. I don't really give a fuck how the plane gets there.
As long as it gets there.
I don't give a, I don't care. As long as I don't have to sit next to anyone too strange and we get there.
It's going to mean we're going to burn a lot of geography textbooks.
Well,
but apart from that, much
burn those motherfuckers.
Or if we use them to power the globe for the next few years.
Yeah, because, it's a spaceship, isn't it? Or something.
What happens to global warming if the ice wall melts?
Well,
like I said, we fuck the atmosphere will start leaking out.
I assume the dome goes all the way down. It doesn't just sort of...
Well, imagine if the atmosphere does start leaking out into space, but you as a human could get sucked out with it and sort of float in the atmosphere through space, and we attach to the next planet or the moon or something, and the atmosphere reformed, and that's how we end up transporting ourselves like seeds on the wind. That was poetic. Yeah, through space, but we survive because we're in the cloud of the atmosphere being sucked out through the hole in the ice wall.
Yeah, then we're going to...
You write poetry, don't you?
Occasionally I dabble.
We should have a poem at the end of every one if you want.
I'll attempt the flat earth poem. No. But yeah, imagine that. So anyway, there's no fucking wall. There's no dome. There's no... I'm running out of things. I'm trying to make it entertaining. We all fucking know it's round. Anyone listening who doesn't think it's round, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry to get all uppity and I know best on you, but for fuck's sake, it's not flat.
Shill!
It's not.
Shill!
Old ancient fucking people worked this out with sticks and feathers and shit like that. They didn't have fucking, probably had really good opium.
Feathers, shit and opium.
And they
had a weekend like that once. It was fantastic.
And with those few things, like a fucking ancient MacGyver, they managed to work out some fucker Aristotle. Was it Aristotle?
Ancient MacGyver.
Yeah, when he wasn't busy flirting around with them fucking Aryan birds, right? From the super birds from the island.
He was making wings out of feathers and shit.
He was using that to work out we were the centre of the freaking galaxy with the sun going round and all that, and bloody they did it with careful study and time, they, painstaking marking the movement of the stars and things I don't understand, but I know they're real, right?
They didn't just.
I'm not just guessing. I'm not like you, Johnny Twitter knob. You flat bastard. You silly dickhead. This was a silly topic. Absolutely silly.
I thought we'd get it out of the way.
Well done, Ben. Because I'm glad I forgot my notebook, or I'd be throwing it at the frickin' speaker microphone. Fucking hell. It's not flat. If you'd have told me this, even when I was 17, I'd just discovered weed and I was proper in my whoa man phase. Even then, I'd have been come on, prove it to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, the helicopter, it fucking. No, I don't. Oh, it's not flat. There's no dome. If there's a dome,
we know where Gaz stands.
Yeah. I want to paraphrase Colonel Melchett from Blackadder, General Melchett from Blackadder, if I may. Yeah, if all else fails us, a stubborn, pig-headed refusal to look facts in the face will get us through. The simple reason is that's what it is. It's that's just here's some evidence. No, you've doctored it. Well, why would we do that? Because you're taking in $18.4 billion. That is nothing compared to what the defence industry is ripping you off by. $18.4 billion in the grand scheme of the US global spending thing.
How's it keep the dome clean?
Who's polishing the goddamn dome?
And if they were...
No, it's a sphere of heaven, remember? There's a magic man in the sky.
Well, I was going to say...
a choir of angels, and they do it, probably.
I was going to say, if they need polishers, I nominate my mum. She's really good at that. She never stops.
I know the cherubs that polish it.
Oh, yeah, angels.
Angels.
Is it all the dead children? The souls of the dead children float up to polish the dome.
Oh, God. Jesus, that's terrible. That's a horrifying thought.
Well, you're going to sound this nightmarish hellscape.
So yeah, I'm going with bollocks as well. Mike?
Come on, Mr. Physics.
You're going to be in physics, remember?
Well, from a scientific point of view.
I'm the most scientifically qualified man in the room. You're Neil deGrasse. You're a white Neil deGrasse Tyson. Bring it on.
White top this bitch.
So, come on. What are you saying?
Well, from a scientific point of view, it has to be. It's tosh, isn't it? I mean, let's face it. There's no no evidence. It's just conspiracy and hearsay.
I think you're a
As
shill.
Neil deGrasse Tyson said, if you want to regress to the 1400s in terms of scientific thinking, then nothing's stopping you. Nothing's stopping you. But just don't go around spreading this shit to the people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, fuck off and die. I'm joking. Don't. But you can stare at the sun if you want.
Through a telescope.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
If you're a fat earth
turn the telescope backwards and point the thin end at the sun, and then do me a favour and point the fat end at your balls, and fucking set your own testicles on fire, and die off the fumes of your pubes. You fucking idiots. Honestly. And this is annoying because there's real good conspiracies out there. There's juicy stuff. The government's doing shady, dark stuff that's provable, and there's real things. And then you fucking idiots. And we all get lumped in with you.
And I just
Sorry.
that's why I felt we just had to get this out of the way.
Yeah,
we got to someone at some point is going to say you haven't done flat Earth, and
aliens.
You go back to the start, man. Go back to the start. We covered that shit early.
Aliens easily provable.
There were aliens getting in.
I'm saying
They got into the dome.
Exactly. Aliens easily provable. Loads of people say they've seen them and had stuff done.
Well, I wouldn't really easily prove
I'm being slightly facetious.
There's quite a multi-billion-dollar industry around that.
Well, we'll prove that one at some point in the future. We'll prove 9/11 was an inside job. We'll do all that real good stuff. But this, oh Lord,
Lordy.
Oh Lord, just Lord who art in heaven, floating above the dome, polishing it with your piss.
Oh, I hope that's not rain. Oh, holy fuck. I hope that's not what the rain is.
How did...
And on that note... anyway, round earth good, flat earth bad.
Yes, very.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
I've been Ben.
I've been Mike.
I've been Gaz.
That's the end of it.
It's round.
It's round.
It's not unusual to fly a plane into a dome.